name's Miranda and today I'm here to discuss my most anticipated TV shows, movies, and books of 2020. Now, seeing as it is literally March, some of these have obviously come out so far and I have done reactions and reviews to some of them, so I will mention if I have if you want to check those out. But there's a lot that I'm really excited for this year, particularly movie-wise. So I really have my fingers crossed that all of these, or at least most of these, turn out as good as I hope they are because there is a lot to look forward to. So I mentioned movies, but I'm going to start with TV shows just because there's a little bit less of them. So first off, for TV shows, there are also a lot that I've already started watching because again, they premiered at the beginning of this year. First up is Spinning Out on Netflix, which stars Kaya, don't know how you say her last name, but I already reacted to all 10 episodes of season 1. It was actually also sadly canceled. So it's a little weird to be putting it on this list knowing that it's already canceled. However, I was really looking forward to the show before it premiered. I love the whole ice skating vibe. And then they also did some really great things with kind of dealing with mental illness and how the characters struggled with that and related to that. And I just think it was a really interesting premise that came out really well. And I am disappointed that it wasn't getting like a season 2, that it was canceled. But I do feel like season 1 ended on a pretty good note overall, so it's not like there's too much to be a cliffhanger that I'm upset about. I know it's kind of hard to get into a show now if you haven't watched it yet that's already been canceled, but I do recommend it if you're looking for just like a nice quick binge one day. Speaking of shows that have already premiered, Schitt's Creek is airing its 6th and final season this year. They're already halfway through and I've reacted to some of the episodes. I haven't been as on top of that just because I feel like I don't know. So far it has been absolutely great. There's been some really heartbreaking moments if you have seen the most recent episode, but overall it's just really sweet wrapping everything up, seeing how far the family themselves have grown and Stevie's grown and seeing David and Patrick plan their wedding. It's just really awesome, and I will be continuing with my reactions hopefully with the next episode, so if you're interested in looking at any of those, check them out on my channel and also look out for more to come. Then we also have Scum France, which is almost wrapping up, about to wrap up. It's season 5, which is starring Arthur as the main. This season has been a wild roller coaster ride. I have reactions to all of the episodes thus far if you want to check those out. Going with the theme of TV shows, can you tell that most of them have already started airing? And also a lot of them start with S's, which is weird, like Scum France, Spinning Out, Schitt's Creek. Don't know why this is my theme this year. But it's been an interesting season. It's the first one we've gotten that's not based on the OG Scum. Like, they made their own season with this. And I think for the most part they've done a pretty good job. I'm gonna probably do a video on like the whole season as a wrap-up once it's done, and I'll talk more in detail about that. But I was really excited to hear that we were getting a new season, a season 5, which we've never gotten before, and that we were gonna get to learn more about Arthur as a character because I was really interested in him, and I think for the most part the season has delivered. I do like it. And the finale will be airing this week. So fingers crossed that everything works out well with that. Then finally getting to the TV shows that actually haven't premiered yet. I know, we're shocked. Season 3 of Elite, surprising me, if not all of us, is already coming out. We have to wait so long in between season 1 and season 2 that I'm kind of almost nervous season 3 is coming out already because I don't want to have to wait now like till 2021 for the new season 4 because that'll feel like even longer. But I am really excited that we're getting season 3 so early because season 2 was so good. It went in a way that like I never expected. Like, I had so many expectations and predictions for season 2 going into it, and then all this stuff just got tossed out the window, and not in a bad way. Like, they managed to find interesting relationships, interesting storylines that I think were so amazing and really has me hopeful that this series can continue on outside of just the murder that started it all. Like, I think they can really expand outside of this and work on more seasons. I think it got renewed for a season 4 and 5, so that'll be interesting to see what that's gonna happen. They're also introducing some more new characters, and I'm just really, I have no idea what's gonna happen. Like, it's just really interesting, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that again the new characters can integrate as well as the season 2 new characters did. So we'll see with that, and we'll just see where everything goes with Carla and Sam, Guzman and Nadia. Like, there's just so many questions I have, and I really am hopeful that they can do it in an interesting and kind of completely out of the blue way. And then last, I have season 2 of What We Do in the Shadows, which I believe is premiering like around April. I freaking love this series so much. It's based on the movie What We Do in the Shadows, which is phenomenal, but the TV series gets to expand upon that so much more just because they have more time to work with. Like, they obviously have full episodes instead of just like a 2-hour movie. So you get to see a lot more of kind of the vampire world and the scene. This one's set in America too, so it's kind of a different vampire locale than we're used to, and season 1 ended on a big cliffhanger reveal with one of the characters, so really interested to see how that's going to play. They're also adding some new characters, which will be really interesting, and I just think that this is one of the most like funny, weird shows. Like, to think that we still have a vampire show in 2020 that is doing something new and something fresh is kind of amazing, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing what they bring in season 2. So then moving on to books, I just have a few books this year. There's actually not too many in YA, weirdly enough, that I'm super excited about, but there are definitely some. So the first one is Calamity Jane, which is the third, and as I've heard, final book. I don't know if they're going to add more in the My Lady Jane, My Plain Jane series. I really love this series. They're so weird and so like just fresh and like on the nose about things. That's so cool. So I will say My Lady Jane I liked a bit more than the last one, My Plain Jane. I just think that one was kind of, it didn't integrate with the time as well as I think the first one did. I am really excited for Calamity Jane though, because I feel like it's not someone that everyone really knows that well as opposed to like Jane Eyre or something like that. So more in terms of like Jane Grey and My Lady Jane, how that was. So I think they'll have more room to do stuff, and it'll also be more interesting learning stuff that maybe I didn't know and a lot of us didn't know, and I think it's going to be a really awesome book. There's also a book by Minnie McGinnis, who I think is such an underrated author. I love her, and it's called Be Not Far From Me, and it's basically like a hatchet YA survival book about this girl who gets lost in the woods and then has to survive and try and make her way back to civilization. I think it sounds really interesting. I actually just found an arc of it, so I'm really excited to start reading it, and it sounds really different than anything I read in a long time, especially in YA, so I'm really interested to start that. And then finally, probably the most anticipated and the biggest book we have coming out this year, in my opinion. I'm sure like Stephen King's coming out with a book or something like that. It is The Tower of Nero by Rick Riordan. This is the 5th and final book in the Apollo series. There is something about this series I've said feels different. It feels akin to more, I would say, like OG Percy Jackson series as opposed to the Heroes of Olympus series, but Olympus, I said Olympics, but I caught myself, don't worry. But I think there's also this kind of finality to it that seems like they're wrapping things up more so than in either of the other 2 series. So I honestly think, I don't know if he's actually said it, I don't think he has, but I feel like this might be his farewell to the Percy Jackson series, kind of, because things are coming together that kind of connect all the books in a way that hasn't before, and I just think this might be like the official wrap-up of like Percy Jackson's series. So I'm just super excited to see it, and I honestly have no idea what's going to happen, which is terrifying. And then last but certainly not least, the movies I'm looking forward to. There's a lot of them. So first up, one I've already seen because it already came out, Birds of Prey. This was probably my most anticipated movie of 2020, and it was phenomenal. I want to see it like 5 more times. I have a review of it if you want to check that out, but I cannot wait for it to come out on DVD so I can get it and just watch it all the time. It was so good. Margot Robbie is amazing, and I'm in love. I'm in love, guys. That's the only thing I can say. Then I also want to see, and I don't know how well this one's going to be, but I'm looking forward to it, is Emma. This is the first adaptation of Emma we've got in a while. I remember the Gwyneth Paltrow one, and obviously Clueless is based on Emma. Clueless is an amazing movie, but I think this one could either be really interesting or really just kind of dull and dry, so we're gonna see. I love the main actress who plays Emma, Anna Taylor-Joy, or Anna Joy Taylor. I can never remember which exactly version it is, but I really like her, and I think she's gonna be an interesting Emma because it's more like sassy and kind of, you know, flirty than just like a oh, shucks, oh me kind of thing. So I think it could be an interesting take, and I'm gonna see it. We'll see how it goes. Then we also have coming out finally is the Black Widow movie. I don't know exactly how this is gonna be. I have mixed feelings about it, honestly, just because it's like Black Widow died. So it's like, it kind of feels like too little too late giving her her own movie. But if it expands upon something and connects itself to the Marvel Universe in a broader aspect, I will like it. Like if they say like this is how they're going to start the multi-universe and like Black Widow's alive in another universe, something like that, I'll like it. I think it just needs to feel like there's a connection. It needs to feel not like it's just like this movie that they just made that connects to nothing and, you know, should have, like, if it takes place after Civil War and before Avengers Infinity Wars, you should have put it, like, it should have come out then. So I'm hoping there's some kind of bigger connection between them. It also has Florence Pugh in it, though, who I love, and Rachel Weisz. 2 amazing people, and Hopper from Stranger Things. So it's just like, it just gets better and better. So I'm definitely gonna check it out, and like, yeah, any excuse to see Florence Pugh, I will gladly take. I love her so much. Speaking of superhero movies, there's a movie that has been, and also Anna Taylor-Joy, there's been a movie that has been in like production delay for so long, and that is New Mutants. This has probably actually been on my most anticipated list before because I think the original trailer came out in October 2017. and it has just kept getting pushed back and pushed back, and then like the Fox merger with Disney pushed it back even more. It's finally coming out. Who even knows if it's going to be good, but I just want to see it at this point. I think the idea of New Mutants is so cool, and the idea of like a horror superhero movie is not something we've seen on the big screen before. We saw it on the small screen kind of with Swamp Thing, and that was unjustly canceled, if I do say so myself. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to play, and then it's got a lot of people that I love in it. Anna, like I said, Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things, Maisie Williams, so I'm just really, really interested to see if they can actually pull off a horror super movie, because I think that's something that we haven't seen before, and if they can do it well, I think it'll be really interesting and really different than anything we've seen. Next up is a movie starring another actress that I love, Carey Mulligan, and it is Promising Young Woman. It looks freaking amazing, guys. I hope this movie is as good as it looks, because it just looks so epic and different and like so timely and something we really need right now. So I'm really interested in seeing it. And Carey Mulligan, like I said, I just freaking love her. She gives me such Michelle Williams vibes, who I also love, but I really think it has an interesting premise, and I'm super excited to see how it's going to be. I think Margot Robbie's also producing it, so like, sign me up. I'm there. Next up, the movie I'm looking forward to, and I can't really explain why I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna say like 80% of it is Emily Blunt, and that is The Jungle Cruise. It's got The Rock. It's got Emily Blunt. It's about one of the only Disney rides that I actually enjoy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I think it kind of gives me like Mummy vibes, Legend of Tarzan, kind of action-y vibes, where Emily Blunt is very kick butt and awesome. And The Rock, I feel like his movies, aside from Baywatch lately, have been really, really good. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I think the trailer really looked good. So if it lives up to the trailer, I think it could be an interesting, enjoyable ride, and hopefully not just a obvious cash grab by Disney, because they don't need any more cash, but that's just me. And last up, I feel like it's only right to both start this movie list with a movie of all-female superheroes and end it with the number one superhero female, and that is Wonder Woman 1984. I am so pumped for this. It got delayed from last November, which I'm honestly fine with, because I'd rather they take the time to make it good and give it like a good release date. And just, you know, everyone involved kind of said they felt more comfortable with a summer release, so I'm really, really excited. The time period looks so cool, like they can play with it really, really well. I'm most interested and also scared about the Cheetah villain. I don't know, just because Kristen Wiig, she's good, but her movies don't have the best track record, and I don't want her to like Jesse Eisenberg or Jared Leto this villain and just like take it and make it something that's very weird. So I hope she can command it and make it her own, but also not make it like just stupid. But I'm interested to see Diana back. I'm interested to see Steve in what capacity, how he came back. Like, that's going to be so weird. And if we have to lose him again, like, I physically and emotionally cannot lose him again. But also, like, just seeing Wonder Woman kick butt again, we're going to be like, yes! So those are the things I'm looking forward to seeing this year. Obviously, like I said, a good amount of them have come out already, and I do have reviews and reactions if you want to scroll through my channel to find those if you're interested in any of them. But also, please feel free to leave below all the books, TV shows, movies, video games that you're looking forward to this year, because there's so many, and I feel that's the best way to find new and good things. There's things that we won't even know about, you know, until after they're out, like Knives Out. Who could have expected that so many people would love that? I just watched it and it was so phenomenally good. So I'm really, really excited to see what's going to happen. I'm also really looking forward to Death on the Nile. I think that's going to be a really interesting one, because it's got Maeve from Sex Education, which is how I found out that it was even like a thing. So if there's anything like that that you're looking forward to, leave it down below in the comments. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!